Hey, it's Matt with McGee Farms, and I'm in our chicken house right now, and we're going to talk a little bit about eggs, incubating, and hatching eggs today. We're going to set up an incubator, kind of go through it, talk a little bit about eggs, and kind of show how to set up some types of incubators. I've got my nesting boxes that I built in the chicken coop. These are just old kitty litter buckets that we mount to the wall, and they work really good. Another one that I have down here, I actually built this for the ducks, and the ducks use it quite a bit, but some of the chickens go in as well. Go around, we've got pigeons that have made a home in here. You see some of their eggs. They're hatching them out, so we're not going to incubate them. And we got a couple of baby pigeons. We'll look over here to see kind of what we've got with eggs too. Now this is 2 days worth of eggs that I'm showing you right now. I take that back. This is 3 days worth of eggs. So they're getting to the point they're starting to lay quite a bit. In the wintertime, I go to a lot of scratch grains. This is where I keep my feed in these metal tins. We go to scratch grains in the winter. We're getting ready to start going into layer feed. It makes them lay a lot more eggs. As the days get longer, they'll start laying. In the wintertime, they'll completely stop. And one thing that I did with the chicken coop is I have, this is just a little solar light that I put in here. And by running that in the wintertime, it still slows down, but still we'll get about 2-3 eggs a day, which is plenty for us to eat. But things are going crazy right now. It's March of 2025. Egg prices are ridiculous, so everybody's deciding they want to raise chickens. And you go to Tractor Supply or Rural King, and they sell out 5 minutes after they get chicks in. So no one's getting chicks, so we're going to start hatching chicks since the price is up on them. And so I'm going to collect these, and we're going to set up an incubator or two, and I'm going to kind of go over some tricks that I do when we set them up, and kind of go over 2 of the incubators I have that I really like. Okay, so I've got everything set up on the deck here for demonstration purposes, and what we're going to need. I've got 2 of the incubators. I like these. There's a couple different styles we bought. There's one out there called a Little Giant. Everyone kind of starts out with that, or a lot of people do. They're good, but you got to turn the eggs themselves. These have automatic turners, which is nice. Also, we had one, it's a Nature Right, Fowler Farms or something like that, which was a really, really good incubator. But after 6 hatches, the turner just quit working on us, and their customer service was just horrible. It they wouldn't cover it. They wouldn't even sell me the parts to fix it myself. Now, out of these 2, they're different brands, but I mean, they look identical. The only difference really in these is this green one here. Both of these I picked up on Amazon. I'll put a link at the bottom. Is this thing constantly beeps. They've got alarms if the humidity gets bad or something, they'll constantly beep. With this one, well, now it stopped. It was doing it quite a bit earlier, so I just unplugged it. And there it goes. So I'm going to unplug this one, but I just kind of plugged them in out here. I'm not going to be hatching them out here. We're going to be hatching them in the basement at my daughter's house, but just to kind of show you the setup. Now, one thing with these 2 that I've learned the hard way, if you've got a cat in the house or dogs in the house, you want to kind of try to keep it away from them, especially the cats. We have a cat that's knocked numerous incubators off of a little table where we've had them set up at, and ended up like basically cracking all the eggs, and then we got to go in and clean all the yolk that's all over. It's really kind of frustrating, so we keep them locked away. So what we're going to do is we've got our eggs. I've got a little glass of water there, and I've got a mechanical pencil.
You want a pencil when you put them in, not necessarily for these as much, but for a lot of the automatic turners, you want to put them in, and I'll show you the reason why. Now, I've got some more that I collected a couple of days ago, and I just wanted to show off, besides having all different colors of eggs, we've got some bannies, so we've got smaller ones, and then we've got some mallard ducks, and this is duck eggs. You can hatch any of them in these, and they work pretty good. Chicken eggs hatch a lot easier than other eggs. If you're dealing with expensive eggs or peafowl eggs, which we've got peafowl that we hatch out, you want to be get a little more of a nicer incubator, just because you got a lot of money in that, and the hatch rate's not as good. We've had one a while back, which I did a video on some of the different incubators we've had, and we had one that was just horrible, and chicken eggs would hatch out somewhat on them, but we had pheasant, quail, peafowl, geese, duck, nothing but chicken eggs would hatch out of that one. So with these, everything's computerized on them. You take the top off, and you've got your egg trays in here, and these will automatically turn, so you don't have to. Now, some of them that you're going to see, it's just like a big round thing, and they turn them. That's where the pencil comes in handy. When you've got something like that, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your egg, take your pencil. What I do is I put an X on one side. See if I can do this and hold the camera at the same time. So you'll put an X on one side and an O on the other side. And the reason behind that is just to make sure that your turner is working. And that way when you put it on, if it turns it, and it's turning it twice a day, then you'll come and you'll see the O, and then you'll see the X, because it's constantly turning them. Now these, they rock them back and forth, so it's not as imperative that you mark them, but you do want to make sure that they are turning. And these will let you test. But we can put our chicken eggs in here. Like I said, our duck egg, see if it'll fit in there. Anything bigger than a duck egg, if you've got goose or peafowl or turkey eggs, they will not fit in this. I think you can jam them in there, but they're kind of tight. We've got different incubators we use for the larger eggs. But you just kind of sit in there, fill them up. We got smaller eggs like banny eggs or quail or pheasant eggs or guinea eggs. You can get a little more in here. And getting plenty of room in there. And don't like stack it full, because once they hatch out, they need some room to be able to break the, get out of the egg, and a little room to move. Did you get them in? Now I'm going to set this back up. And this has your temperature. You want to make sure you got your temperature set right. I've got to get online and look up. I always look up just to make sure what the temperature is, because sometimes it's a little different from birds. I can't remember what chickens are offhand. I was thinking it was 94 degrees, but I'm going to look that up here in a minute. Also, your humidity. If I remember correctly, it's been about a year since we've hatched, but I think it's about a 60% humidity is kind of what you're wanting. These, you can adjust the temp. By hitting the temp, you can adjust the day. It also has a candler where you put the eggs in. Of course, with ours having the darker color eggs, you can't really candle them that well. If you get the humidity too high, they've got a little vent here. You can let some humidity out. Otherwise, you just kind of watch it. Take some water. You just kind of pour it in. It'll go down in there. Sometimes to start out with, I just take the top off and pour it down the middle, but you can see the humidity is going up already. It's up to about 30%, 31. And basically, you just kind of check on it once or twice a day, a couple times a day. Make sure your humidity is good. Make sure your temperature is staying good. You want to put it somewhere like here on our deck would be a horrible place, because during the day it's going to get hot. At night it's going to get cold. You want someplace like a basement or a back room where the temperature is pretty much going to stay the same the entire time. Now, once you get to a certain point, you get to your last few days, what you're going to do is the egg turner in here is, you're going to want to basically unplug it, because once you get to your last couple days, you don't want them turning. They're good to go. And then you just kind of listen for peeps. And once you hear peeps, you take them out, you put them in a brooder. I've got a couple of different setups for brooders I'm going to kind of show you. I think I got a video on one of them that I built, but I'm going to go a little more in depth to it, because apparently this year with egg prices, a lot of people are hatching chickens and buying chicks. So we're going to do a little more in depth on the videos. Now, one thing to remember, now egg prices are pretty crazy right now, and you know, Tractor Supply, all the farm stores are selling out pretty quick, as much as the hatcheries are as well. You know, just remember, you buy chicks or you get hatching eggs, it takes close to a year before you're really going to get any eggs. I mean, here in the Midwest, it's going to be, you know, it's March now, so probably by the end of the summer, you'll start getting a few eggs. Then you're going to go into winter, and they kind of stop laying eggs. If you got a light in the coop or a heated coop, yeah, you get a few more, but you're not going to get a ton more. But enough, you know, a few of them if you just eat a few eggs a day. So keep that in mind, that, you know, a year from now, hopefully this whole chicken thing's going to be, or the egg thing's going to be over with, and the price won't be too crazy. But, you know, something to consider. That way, those of us that, you know, do go out and buy chicks, that there's plenty for us as well. But, you know, if you want to raise them, it's fun raising chickens. It's a lot of fun. The chicks are a lot of fun to have. And, you know, a lot of subdivisions, a lot of municipalities now will let you have 2 or 3 of them, and you get little chicken houses. And we'll talk about some different chicken houses in some other videos as well. But, you know, if you can get them, they're a lot healthier for you than store-bought eggs. So you already got it up to 53 degrees. But that's just a little bit about how to set up an incubator and show you how to start. There's, if you want to do this, if you're kind of new into it, I know you get on like Facebook Marketplace or places like that. A lot of places have hatching eggs. You find a farm where people, you know, have chickens wandering around, like myself. You know, we get people that occasionally stop by, and, you know, we'll sell them some hatching eggs, you know, to let them try it. And we kind of instruct them, show them some different ways to do it. So that's, you know, another way to pick them up. You can buy them on eBay. I've had success rate's been about 50-50 on eggs that I bought on eBay, but most of what I bought on there has been more pheasant, chucker, more peafowl, more kind of exotic stuff that don't always have the greatest hatch rate. So hopefully this helps you out. If you're getting into chickens, it's fun. It's a little frustrating sometimes. If you have gardens and flowers or mulch around your house, be aware they will get in and they will tear them up. And stay tuned for more videos that'll be coming up in the next month or so. We'll talk about brooders, show how to build some. We'll show how to set them up, and then once you start getting them outside, and how to introduce them to the rest of the flock. It's Matt with McGee Farms. If you enjoy the videos, please consider giving us a thumbs up. It's much appreciated, and it helps the channel grow. Or consider subscribing to the channel. Till next time, have a great day.